How's it going? Today I'm going to show you how to grill a pizza. I grill pizzas all the time. It's a very simple process, but I get questions all the time about really how to do it. I think people get a little bit intimidated by it. They think it might be very difficult. So I've taken videos of myself just like this and sent it to people personally, but I keep getting questions and people keep saying when they get the videos how great they are and how much it helps and how surprised really they are how easy it is. So I just figured take one, upload it to YouTube. Who knows, maybe in a couple years I get 20, 30 views. But I just figured it'd be easier to send people the link and say, hey, watch it here, how it's done. So I'm using store-bought dough. This is Biratella's pizza dough. This is my family's pizza dough. We've been making it. It's been a family company since 1907. You can basically get it in any supermarket in New York, Jersey, and Connecticut to a certain extent. Otherwise, you can order online, they can ship it to you. But it's store-bought dough. You know, it's sold in the dairy section. Whole Foods makes their own dough. Trader Joe's, I think, makes their own dough as well. So it's typical with those. Obviously, this one's better, but I'm going to show you how to work with it as opposed to making it your dough from scratch at home. So saving all that hassle, you know, not taking the mixers out, not doing all that crazy stuff, just buying the dough from the store, bringing it home. The first and most important thing is making sure it gets to room temperature, okay? That's gonna be different based on how warm your house is or cold it is, but our house is, we're at 74 degrees, so it's at room temperature now, it's ready to work. All right, so I took the dough out of the freezer this morning at 9:30 this morning. It's 5 o'clock now, so 7.5 hours it's been out. And I'm gonna show you how easily it should stretch out. The biggest mistake or difficulty I come across people telling me that they're having problems is that they can't stretch the dough out. It just keeps snapping back. And I guarantee you it's because they haven't let it warm up enough. You know, maybe they took it out of the fridge and left it on the counter for an hour, maybe 2 hours, or they took it out of the freezer and didn't leave it on the counter long enough. But if it's taken out and on the counter with enough time, it should be very easy to stretch. The longer you leave it out, it's fine, okay? You know, don't worry about it. I would say coming out of the fridge, maybe 4 hours should be perfect. So you just cut the top, turn the bag inside out, and let it fall into your flour or breadcrumbs, whatever you have. I'm just using flour. To assist it, right, just kind of pull from the edges. Very easy. That's it. It's just going to drop right into the flour. Okay, so you don't need to be grabbing it and tearing it out or cutting it into a bunch of pieces. It should fall out that easily. All right, so I dropped it into my flour, and now I'm going to coat it and get it stretched out to ready to go on the grill. So because it's going on the grill, I'm going to make it more of a rectangular or oval shape. All right, so get both sides coated with the flour so you can start working it. You can do this all with your hands, okay? You don't need rolling pins or anything crazy. I really want to show everyone, you know, how easy this is and how you don't need to go crazy. You know, you don't need to be some sort of home chef or amateur cooking show person that has every tool to make their life easier. It's really just, right, store-bought dough and what you have in the house. So I'm just using my fingertips. I'm kind of pushing it out into the shape I want. Turning it over, work it more. The temperature of your fingers is gonna work the dough out as well. Some people like to roll the edges over and create a crust. I don't prefer to do it that way. I like doing it this way. I think it's, I don't know, maybe it's just my preference. An easy way to get it going too is to pick it up and carry it on the back of your knuckles and just let the weight of the dough stretch itself out, okay? This is actually easier if you're making a round pizza, but since I'm making more of an oval, you know, it takes a little more technique. But you see, I'm just letting the weight of the dough kind of stretch itself out. Just rotating it. I'll turn it over, work the other side. Again, I'm not throwing it in the air, not doing anything wild, just holding it on my hands, just kind of spinning it around. That's it. I'll put it back down, take a look at it. I mean, that's honestly not far off from where I want it. So the good thing also about throwing it on the grill is you can kind of keep the shape rustic, I would say. It doesn't need to be a perfect circle. It's going onto a gas grill. It's not going onto a pizza pan, anything like that. So, all right. So over here I have my cookie sheet. This is how I'm going to transfer it out to the grill. Before doing that, just so you know, the grill is on, right? It's been on, it's heating up. The burners are on low, but it's just getting up the temperature so that when I throw it on, it's gonna start cooking. So the idea here is that you're gonna take one side, you're gonna put it on the grill, it'll cook. You'll then take the pizza off, rotate it, and put your cheese, your sauce, everything you want on it. But obviously I'll show you those steps. So just stretch it out a little more. Again, if you find that you took your dough out too soon and it's snapping back on you, you can just leave it for a little bit, just like this. Walk away for 10 minutes, come back and just stretch it out a little more. Nothing's gonna happen to it, it's fine. This dough is great, you know, you can really work with it. You don't have to be too sensitive. Get it into your shape. All right, so now I'm gonna transfer this to my cookie sheet to get it ready to go out to the grill. I'm using a cookie sheet because I figure that's something everyone has. All right, so before taking it out there, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put olive oil on this side. That's so it doesn't stick to the grill as much. You don't need to go crazy with it because the dough will cook and it will release itself from the grill by itself. So I'm just gonna drizzle some olive oil across it and then spread it around. That's it. This is probably the fanciest thing I'm gonna use today. I don't know, maybe besides my pizza cutter. This, I don't even know what you call this. It's not a baster. I honestly only got it like a couple weeks ago. It makes your life a little bit easier for certain things, but that's it, just spread it around. You don't want the olive oil sitting in one spot too much. Right, and so this olive oil side will be the side that is going onto the grill. All right, I'm happy with that, that's fine. All right, so follow me out, we'll go out to the grill. I'll show you how I put it on. Again, no cheese, no sauce, nothing yet, just the dough going on by itself. Right, nothing fancy. It's this is a Dynaglow. I think this is like the cheap grill at Home Depot, so nothing wild. That's my Uni pizza oven, so that's like my gift to myself. I got that maybe 8 months ago, and I make Neapolitan style pizzas in there, but this is a basic gas grill. All right, so it's on. What was it at? It was at just about 400 degrees. I'm just gonna take the pizza, the back of my hands, lay it, right, olive oil side down onto the grill. Depending on where you live in your house or where your grill is, or where your kitchen is in your house, you can just carry it right onto the grill like this, okay? Just lay it down. That was very easy. So I'll close this up, we'll check on it. I can almost guarantee it's gonna have one big bubble in it or a couple little bubbles. It's very consistent. It works the same every time. So we'll check on it in a couple minutes and see how it looks. Okay, so it's been 1 minute and 45 seconds. Check that out, right? We'll take a look at it, see how it's doing. Okay, basically exactly what I said, just a big bubble. That's good, that's fine. I'm just gonna spin the dough around now because, you know, grills have different hot spots, so you wanna make sure it's as even as possible. You can use tongs if you'd like to help yourself out. I kind of just go in there and deal with getting burnt. I mean, I think it's 96 degrees today anyway, so it can't get much hotter. All right, So it's a 180. We'll take a look at the bottom, see how it's looking, right? Grilling up, but still needs more cooking. So we'll let it keep going. I'm just gonna pop tiny little holes in this. You don't want to pop huge holes because, right, you're gonna put sauce and everything on it. So that's it. Can you see that little hole right there? And you can push out some of that air. Okay. Same thing over here. Tiny little hole. It allows the air to escape. But I love those. I love bubbles for the most part in pizza, so I leave them in there. All right. So we'll probably go another minute and a half, and then it'll be good. All right. So we're at a minute 30 perfectly. We'll take a look at it. Really, you're checking for underneath to see how. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. So we can take this off and go inside and fix it up. So I got my cookie sheet here. I'm just gonna slide it right onto this thing. That's it. Very easy, very simple. If you're too worried about touching it, I mean, it is a little hot. Use tongs. We're gonna leave the grill on. We're gonna close the grill so it heats back up, because when we put it back on, we're gonna use it like an oven now. As a grill, but also as an oven. All right, let's go inside and fix it up. Okay, so the important thing here, right, is this side, the top side that you see now, is the side that's going onto the grill when we go back out. So, take it, flip it over. Okay, we're gonna put the sauce and cheese and everything on this side, right? Because this side's already done cooking. It's hot. Cheese will start melting. So I'm gonna put my tomatoes on. Everybody has their preference in tomatoes. I mean, the point of this is to show you that anyone can do it. So I don't care if you live, you know, next to volcanic soil in Italy and you have a steady supply of San Marzano tomatoes fresh from your garden. I'm actually using San Marzanos, but you use whatever you like, whatever your kids like, whatever they want to eat. I mean, the point is to show you how easy this is, and you don't need to have the best of absolutely everything to basically feed your family healthier and for a low cost, for a good value. All right, so spreading the sauce on, looks good. I love all the ridges and bubbles in a grilled pizza. I mean, I think it adds to the flavor by allowing air in there. It's a more rustic look, and it's super crunchy. So there's the sauce. I'm just using shredded mozzarella. You can do the fresh mozzarella if you want. You can get the fresh mozzarella balls from the deli if you're living next to Arthur Avenue. Or if you're not and you're in any other part of the country, just get shredded mozzarella. It's fine. Add however much you like. I usually don't go crazy with cheese. My wife, who's filming me, loves cheese. She always wants me to use more. She's also currently almost 7 months pregnant. So more cheese always helps. She's eating for two now. All right, so a little more cheese. I'm just gonna add a little bit of dried oregano, because I think dried oregano goes a long way in a pizza. Very simple. And then I'm gonna do some vegetables. I roasted some zucchini. Put that on. It's a nice summer style pizza. And then some raw red onions. I like them raw for the crunch. I've also got pickled ones over there I'm gonna use later for a different pizza. We got some friends coming over tonight, so I wanted to make this one before people came over. My wife and I can eat it, and then I'll be busy making pizzas all night later. Yeah, okay, great. So we'll take it out, we'll throw it on, we'll check on it. Very easy. Let's go. So the grill's heated back up. We're at about 450 degrees. That's great. You can turn it up even higher. Honestly, when I turn this one on high, it catches fire. Like I said, nothing against Dynaglow, but it might be time for a new grill. And just like before, I'm just gonna slide it right on. You may have noticed I didn't put any olive oil on that side. That's because when it was originally on there the first time, even though the bottom was getting cooked a lot, the top was cooking as well. So it's a little harder. It will not stick to the grates. So again, we'll check on it in, maybe a minute and a half or 2 minutes and see how it's doing. All right, so we're at 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Grill's been at about 400 degrees. Cheese is melting, everything's cooking down. You can see more bubbles in it. And we're gonna do what we did before and just try to rotate it, okay? You see it's grilling up nice, but we're gonna get it off the certain hot spots and make sure it's cooking even. Brings up a good point. I know I talked and said it was 400 degrees. That's great. The point of this is the temperature doesn't need to be specific. So if you come out and your grill is on at 300, don't think you can't grill a pizza. Or if it's at 550, don't think you can either. Just check on it, okay? There's no harm in just opening it up and taking a look at it. Oh my gosh, the grill's super hot. It's cooking faster than expected. Okay, fine, just take it off and do what you have to do. That just happens to be the temperature it's cooking at right now. Making a pizza, yes, you're baking it technically. In this instance, we're grilling it, but it's not like baking other things where it's a science and you have to have exact measurements. It's whatever temperature you like to cook at, whatever you like to add to it. So it's easy, it's your style. So we've been going for another 30 seconds. We'll check on it in probably another minute and it's gonna be pretty close to done. So we'll check on it then. All right, so it's been another minute and a half since the last time we checked. Taking a look. Looks great, right? So I love these bubbles. The cheese is melted. Let's take a look at the bottom. That's gonna be nice and crispy and crunchy. This side as well. Good, I'm happy with that. So, slide it right back on here. We'll go in, we'll cut it up and we'll taste it. We'll try to listen for the crunch. All right. Okay, so we've got it inside. We're just gonna cut it up and give it a taste. One recommendation I have, so I'm gonna add some basil to it. Put the basil on after you cut it. I always add it before because it looks so good. And then I cut it and the basil sticks to the blade and it becomes a mess. So just cut it first and then add your basil where you want. So I'm just gonna do 2 across and then cut down. This is that fancy pizza cutter I was talking about. You can hear the crunch, right, when I'm cutting this. It's awesome. So when it's nice out, honestly today is 96 degrees. It's probably a little hot to be cooking on a grill, but it's warm, feeling good. You don't want to use the oven inside the house. You grill a pizza. You have people over just like I'm doing tonight, and you grill it. That way you can hang out outside. I think my friends are on their way now, our friends. So we'll probably just be hanging out, drinking some beer. Not my wife, of course. Eating some pizza. I think they're walking in right now. Hello. All right. Basil, right? Basil's on. Let's try a piece. I like the corner. Right, it's firm. It's crispy. It's actually gonna be very hot to eat these right now. But it's great. So, any questions, let me know. Hopefully you enjoy that. Maybe if I can get up to 30 or 40 views, I'm gonna make another video. We'll see. That's it. Thanks.